You know, it's because of situations like this that I can't get fully behind the whole believe all victims thing, and I probably will never get fully behind it because of situations like this. So here I am, just, chilling in pain because, my body is doing all types of loop-de-loops and pulls. It's hurting me, pissing me off. While I'm doing that, bro, I check on social media, bro, and I see that your boy CoryxKenshin is getting canceled. And I'm thinking to myself, much like everyone else, is like, there's no way CoryxKenshin, of all people, is getting canceled, right? And so when you hear the words CoryxKenshin getting canceled, you immediately think, what could he have possibly done? Like, there's no way he would have done some of the stuff some of these other YouTube content creators have done, right? And you'd be correct in assuming he didn't do any of that. So basically what happened is Cory was dating this girl like 8, 9, 10 years ago, right? And he wasn't the best boyfriend. He was not a good boyfriend. He wasn't really there emotionally, this, that, and the third. And he ghosted her. He straight up ghosted her. What his reasons were, I have no idea. No one does. Here's where the allegations really come in. So basically, out of nowhere, she makes these posts on TikTok saying like her experience with CoryxKenshin, what happened with their relationship, this, that, and the third. If you actually sat there and read all throughout her posts, one of the posts reads that she was SA'd by another partner of hers. And this is where reading comprehension seems to fail a lot of you. She said that the other guy SA'd her, but she also said that Cory contributed to her pain from that. She didn't say that specifically, though. That's basically what she was saying. And so some of y'all heard SA, and then y'all heard Cory, and y'all said, Cory SA'd somebody? I'm like, can y'all read what she's saying before you just run with shit? And that's the problem with the internet, bro. Y'all hear one thing and run with it. You see a headline and run with it. You don't even try to read the fucking article. One thing I want to go ahead and say is that you can't really prove emotional abuse if it's not really recorded, like through a video or audio. You can't really prove that. Now I will say that, listen, your emotions are valid, okay? What you're feeling is valid. I'm not going to sit here and say that it's not, okay? I will never tell someone that their emotions are not validated. However, you're seriously going to sit here and say that a guy leaving you on red and then hitting you up like a year later asking if you want to smash is just as bad as another guy who unconsensually touched you in a way you didn't want to be touched? You're seriously gonna say that? If anyone agrees with that, I'm gonna need you to seek help. I can't even tell you how many conversations I've had on dating sites where we had like 2-3 lines of text and then I just get left on red. I can't tell you how many times this happened to me. But it's surely not as bad as someone else unconsensually touching another person. I'm just going to put that out there. Now I know some of you are going to be like, well, Mindful, what about the video? Like, Mindful, what about the video? There's video proof. Okay, first things first. Was it a bad joke? Obviously. Obviously it's a bad joke. But at the same time, why would you... First of all, Cory's been doing content for a very long time. He sees the camera. He sees the camera and decides, okay, let's make a joke out of this. Let's make a joke out of this. Oh, well, I actually did something to you in your sleep. And they're both laughing about it. Now, you could argue to say that she was like nervously laughing. That is a possibility. But again, why would someone, knowing they're being filmed, why would someone make a joke and it not actually be a joke? And she even admitted the fact that they used to play around like that in the video. They used to literally play around like that. Why would she laugh at a joke like that if it wasn't what they normally laughed about? And I've got to give it to some of y'all CoryxKenshin fans, man. Y'all are some straight up detectives, bro. Y'all, some of y'all need to be recruited by the FBI, bro, because like, dude, they went in finding all the stuff that didn't match up. First of all, the messages, they were noticing that the profile picture was changing. They were noticing that there were different fonts in the Discord messages. They were noticing so much stuff going on with the messages, and I was like, golly, y'all are going in hard. Cory, I feel like Cory doesn't even have to respond because low-key, his fans already, got it. And, she even came out with more clarification that it wasn't Cory who did it. Just saying like how he made her feel. And that boy Dante really went in for Cory. He was just like, man, I'm tired of y'all trying to cancel people over the dumbest shit.
It's one thing if a nigga got it coming. Like, a creator's a weirdo, and he always be saying some weird shit, and always be doing some weird shit, but he never, like, in weird shit, and then something come out, and you're like, oh yeah, I been into this nigga was weird. What the fuck does CoryxKenshin do to anybody? You know how I knew niggas was trying to get on this? Y'all know how I knew niggas was trying to get this nigga out of here? When the nigga was getting his hair braided and he looked to the right and it happened to be where that girl was walking and nigga was like, this nigga looking at ass. He's so weird and disrespectful. He doesn't care about women. I always knew it was something about him.
Here's the thing, I wasn't in y'all's relationship. No one on the internet was in the relationship. All we can really judge is what y'all choose to show us. And here's the thing, one thing I will agree with Dante with, we need to stop putting creators on these huge pedestals. That's one thing we got to do, because we got to remember that they are big influencers, but they can also make mistakes. I'm low-key still aggravated at the fact that she grouped him in with the actual guy who assaulted her. That's why I'm still kind of annoyed at, like, how would you do that? Why would you do that? Now, I will say this, him ghosting you for a while and then coming back like a year later just to smash, I will say, that is a douche move. Alright, that is a douche move. However, this type of thing isn't just happening to you, buddy. I really don't even like this a thing, for real. But I mean, it happens. I'm not trying to excuse it, but I'm finna say, like, that type of thing happens. And the fact that this was like 8, 9, maybe even 10 years ago, do you think someone is going to change after, like, I don't know, a decade? Yeah, some people don't change, some people never change. I'm not saying you were trying to, call him a whatever it is you were trying to call him. But it's obvious that there was some type of agenda, because here's the thing. I thought, much like everyone else thought, okay, she waited this many years to come out about this. I'm assuming that Cory just did some diabolical shit. Cory did some Diddy level type shit. Just to find out he ghosted her and came back a year later trying to smash. Low-key, waste of everyone's time. Waste of everyone's fucking time. Because I was expecting all types of allegations. I was expecting grooming allegations. I was expecting some James Charles shit. I was expecting a lot for you to wait 8, 9, 10 years to come out about this, and then all that happened was bro left you on red and then hit you up later trying to smash. Now a lot of people are saying that, this was just for clout. This, she was just a clout chaser. I'm not saying she was, because again, this could have just been her. This truly could have just been her venting her emotions that she's had built up for a lot of years. But at the same time, the timing of it, I don't know, man. That's the thing. None of us know. None of us know, because again, we're not those two. We're not Cory. We're not her. All we can do is speculate. But from what we've seen here, it just seems like she was bitter the fact that he didn't want to be with her and left her emotionally messed up. And so she's trying to damage him financially.